Good afternoon, good evening. Just getting set up. Okay, I want to share some beautiful feedback from clients in Werribee, Jacq's Pilates Werribee, from our breathing space event last weekend. I will just get straight into it and save the video and post it for those who aren't joining me live but are still interested to hear the feedback. Hey Brett. Hi. Alright, so I'm just getting straight into it, literally reading from the forms. I'm going to keep them anonymous, but I'll tell you what their professions are. I'll give you an idea of personalities and what people are going through, and it might be something that you relate to, and to see how you feel. If you feel connected to this, and you might join in the next group session, if you're not coming to Torquay tomorrow, or even the Werribee one, where we do another one soon. We're actually lining up some details at the moment to organise monthly breathing space group sessions, which would be really fun, both through the business but also through Jacq's Pilates as well. So that's all very brand new, and we're going to bring details through to you once we've got those specific things all sorted. But anyway, let's get straight into the feedback forms. So this is from a client who is a practitioner in massage and movement, and one of the questions in the form is, how are you feeling before the sessions? And her answer was anxious, confronting, not sure how I would feel or what emotions would physically surface. Feeling vulnerable as a trainer, so you'll get a bit of a clue who that was, but I'm not telling you who. Being open and free in front of colleagues and clients. To be vulnerable in that space is very true. It can be a little challenging. And of course she's spoken about sensations that were heavy, blocked feeling on the chest. What and how were you thinking or feeling during the session is the next question. At times guarded, holding back, a little distracted by outside noise and the smell of takeaway food. All of the things that come up in the moment just get us back into feeling. So when we get distracted by noise outside, instead of blaming the noise outside, I coach people to use that as an opportunity to come back to the present moment. So annoyed or frustrated by the sounds of being distracted, so the feeling is distracted. Sorry, the thought is distracted and the feeling is frustration. Perfect opportunity to come straight back to the present moment. What were you thinking and feeling after your sessions? She was feeling lighter on her chest, still a little warm feeling on the chest, but not so heavy or blocked. More confident in feeling my emotions and how to allow myself time to welcome them and regulate them with breathing, which is a great shift. What would you say to others about the benefits that you've gained is a question. To be open to learning a new skill. To be comfortable with feeling uncomfortable, and I love that because it's something that I have said for a long time now, because feeling emotions for the first time for me with this skill set was uncomfortable. A lot of the time we call negative emotions pain, right? It's discomfort, it's pain, it's suffering, what other thought-based words we can use to describe it, but at the end of the day, a lot of the time we push that stuff away, so it's uncomfortable. So we're practicing being comfortable with feeling uncomfortable. Beautiful. What has changed and will change as a result of doing this coaching workshop? And her answer is giving myself time to sit, feel, breathe, acknowledge, and release. How good's that? I love it. And a little reminder for suggestions for future workshops is remind me to bring my stuff. So this is a reminder for any Torquay clients. Bring a blanket, a towel, a mat, a block, a bolster, something you can snuggle into. We'll be sitting on the floor or on the boxes, and if you get a sore bum or you get cold, get some stuff to sit on and wrap yourself in. Basically, that's all you need to bring, and a notepad and pen. She said, thank you for sharing your wisdom and knowledge, Jacq. Awesome. I'm very grateful and happy to share it. That was one. I've got a few more if you're happy to listen to. I'm just going to keep going. It's quite fun. I've gone through these already, but it's I want to share this, so maybe some of you, I can share some more teaching points and insights to give people more courage to explore this, because my life changed for the better once I started doing this, and I want everyone else to get the opportunity to experience that better way of living. Don't mind me fumbling around with the paper. This is a very real human moment. All right, this client is a nurse. She's a nurse. Hi, living moment is everything. Hi. We're doing feedback. So this feedback comes from a nurse, okay? A dental nurse, to be specific. Hi, friend in me. Long time no chat. Good to see you. All right, so what were you thinking before the sessions? I guess overall I was interested, but a touch stressed. So stress, a lot of the time people are feeling stressed before they come to an event. I relate to that. Every single breathwork session I've ever experienced as the breather, not as the teacher or coach, I have been right to my edge of stress tolerance. Like super busy, lots of things on, really focusing on prioritizing some time for me around the business and life and things. And I made it work, but I turned up feeling so stressed, but I created that space for me. So I relate to that, turning up stressed. It's a human reaction that we all tend to have, but we don't have to live with it. Stress is so common, so we make it normal, but it's not natural, right, to be stressed all the time. What and how were you thinking and feeling during your sessions? I was feeling a lot of different feelings, and stuff came up. So with the response here, it's not super specific, but it's a totally natural reaction to the first core clearing breathwork session. Lots of things come up, and we don't necessarily have a lot of experience to integrate or to express what had happened yet, because it's so new, right? What were you thinking, feeling after the sessions? She said, I'm feeling different, I guess. Kind of still a little bit zoned out, but good. So the word good is the way we describe a feeling in our mind. I'm interested to know, and I'll speak to every client, I'm going to give them a call during the week, to find the feeling underneath the label of good. Hi, Tommy. So when you feel good, that's the thought. But what's the feeling? What's the physical sensation? And a little zoned out. So zoned out could be a good feeling because that's lined up in that sentence. But zoned out, my reaction was zoned out meaning distracted or not present. Yeah? Although maybe to her, zoned out is a good feeling, like she said. So maybe zoned out could be connected to the heart quality of peace, feeling peaceful rather than zoned out and not present. Interesting. If none of this makes sense, I invite you to join me. I can teach you, you can learn about it, then you can get more awareness of self, understand yourself more, and all your emotions and how to deal with them. And the language that we use to describe them too is a whole new skill. I love it. I have so much fun with this, unpacking words and feelings and perceptions of words and feelings. What are the benefits you have gained? What would you say to others? I don't think I have been so far back in my own mind in a very long time. So part of our core clearing process is to connect to the past and heal something from the past. And it's a natural thing that comes up. Some people go way, way back into early childhood. Some people will go back to like yesterday. And this particular participant, she went way back in her mind from a very long time ago. Cool. What has changed and will change as a result of doing this coaching workshop? And she's written, hopefully, let me see if I can read words. Hopefully take some steps forward. That's her answer. Hopefully, to me, unpacking that as a coach, I hear some fear that I can't step forward. But with a little bit of eagerness, a little bit of inspiration after doing the session. So there might be some other feelings still holding her back from really moving forward in her life. So I would actually encourage to do a one-on-one session when I hear this feedback form, just so we can get to the depth of each thing that may be blocking her from moving forward and being totally happy and free. I got a spam calling me. I love Samsung. They always tell me when there's spam trying to call me, so I just don't answer it. Anyone else feel like that? Alright, next one. My left arm's getting a workout. Feedback form has come from a dental student. What were you feeling before? Mixed emotions. Anxious and emotional. Totally relevant. Very common to be feeling these things before a session or a workshop. What were you feeling and thinking during the session? Relaxed, tired, and in my own thoughts. So the perception of those three statements could go into positive or negative perception, stories, thoughts. Relaxed could be good or bad. Tired could be good or bad. In my own thoughts could be good or bad, right? So it's all perception. However, I'm interested to know, once I speak to her, what her answer is, because this is her feedback. Sometimes being tired is a way to avoid anger, or a way to avoid feeling any emotion, really. Being in my own thoughts could be a negative experience because she's wanting to get into her emotional state and get into her open heart, intelligent state. And relaxed, well, I guess that's a good thing, right? What and how were you thinking and feeling after your sessions? Refreshed? I like that. Calm, happy, relaxed, and insightful. So if you want to have these feelings, get your bum into a workshop or a one-on-one session with me. What would you like to say to others about the benefits you've gained? Insight and belief. I'm wondering what the belief is about. Is it belief in self, belief in a particular goal or an experience or relationship? And what has changed and will change as a result of doing this workshop? I'm going to be more open and embrace life. Wouldn't you like to be more open and embrace life? What's stopping you from being open and embracing life? I can help you with that. Do you have any suggestions for coaching in the future? Nighttime sessions. Well, we can look at that. Maybe a retreat or an overnighter somewhere. That'll be nice. Breathing space retreat. Let me know if you want that. That'll be fun. I think it would be fun. And laying down. Well, yes. Actually, there are two types of breathwork that I facilitate. One's core clearing breathwork, and the other one is Thrive breathwork. Right, so core clearing is the seated breathwork session, and it's more scripted and guided, where you focus on a particular issue that you want to break through, and you get clarity from heart perspective towards the end. That's long story short. Thrive breathwork is a deeper process where you lay down, and it's less guided, less scripted, and we allow the breath to awaken whatever is in the body that's ready to heal. So it's a deeper process, and it's more open to mystery, and always something happens that's different. Every session's different, which can freak people out, but it can also create more curiosity and openness to what's unfolding. We never know. It's awesome. All right, next one. Let me know if you're on here still and you're enjoying the feedback and little teaching points. I'm enjoying it. No questions yet. Ask me questions if you have questions too. All right, this one comes from a Pilates teacher. And her feedback is, before she was feeling very overwhelmed and feeling alone. Feeling overwhelmed and alone. That's two very intense feelings, I think. So if you ever feel overwhelmed or alone, these sessions are for you, because I know the results that this particular client got to experience were great, really good ones. How were you feeling and thinking during the session? Anxious and excited, but that I was supported into participating in the session despite these negative feelings. What about after the sessions? Calm and with more understanding about my feelings. Wouldn't you like to feel calm with more understanding of your emotional experience. I think everyone needs that. I needed that my whole life. I was super emotional, super reactive, all over the shop. And I found calm and understanding of my emotional experience when I started doing this work too. I love it. All right, what would you like to say to others about the benefits you've gained? It is really hard to put into words, she's written, which I totally relate to. I think maybe inner understanding, she has said. So inner wisdom, the inner knowing of self. It's a very deep thing to articulate into words, and I imagine the feeling she's got is so much stronger than any word could ever describe. Yeah. What has changed and will change as a result of doing this workshop? That feeling your feelings is okay. Thank you, Jacq. You held the space very well. Thank you, client. I'm very grateful. I love holding space for people because I appreciate it so much when people hold space for me. Okay, next one. This is from a salon manager and owner, so a business owner in the hair and beauty business. At the start, she was feeling tense and unsure. During, she was feeling comfortable, intrigued, and excited. I'm so happy she felt like that during the session. It is my total intention that everyone feels comfortable, safe, and supported the whole way through, even during intense, uncomfortable feelings. So, comfortable with uncomfortable. What about after the session? She felt clarity. She had a realization of what I didn't think bothered me, but it actually did. So that's interesting. What we think doesn't bother us, like we've made it okay in our head, actually when we drop into the feeling and the breath, we have the truth that comes up, and the truth says, I don't like this. Yeah? Very cool realization. Some people go through their whole life thinking that they're okay when they're actually not, because they've been somewhere along the way decided to create a coping mechanism or a survival thing. Technical terms are out the window in this time of the day, guys, sorry. Somewhere along the way, we've figured out that we just put up, shut up, deal with it, pretend to be okay, put the show on, smile and wave, but underneath we're actually not okay. And so we keep doing that for a long time, keep behaving that way, pretending that things are okay. We end up believing it ourselves. Crazy, yeah? So the truth is always through the breath and the feeling. It always comes back to total truth, and that's where we get our freedom from inside out. What would you like to say to others about the benefits you've gained? Self-understanding. Isn't that important to you, to understand yourself? I guarantee you, and I love that I learnt this a while ago, we go crazy trying to make others understand us. No one will ever understand us more than ourselves. So wouldn't it be important to actually understand ourselves as much as possible? How much do you actually know about yourself, your insides, your head to toe, the physical, the skeletal, the organs, the systems of the body, the emotional system, the heart intelligence system, all the systems of the body? How much of that do you actually know about yourself? I'm incredibly intrigued and curious about learning as much as I can about myself, from a physical aspect, emotional, and spiritual. If any of that interests you, join me. What has changed and will change as a result of doing this coaching session workshop? To stop and feel and see myself. See myself. Someone once told me, and I laughed a lot, it's interesting that our eyes are on the exterior, looking out into the world, because what we actually would find more benefit from for our personal development and healing perspective is to have our eyes the other way around, have them turning in. And it's, a bit funny and playful, but we can actually do that. We just close our eyes, cut the attention off from the outside world, and then we can feel through physical sensation. Very, very cool. I loved the small group. We had about 10 to 12 of us in the room, including myself and a couple assistants, 2 assistants, and they both did the core clearing session as well. So yes, small group is a great way to feel connected and safe and not so lost in the herd, I guess. And other comments was it was very helpful. I'm happy it was very helpful. I hope you're enjoying this. Like I said before, I'm going to keep going. This client is a midwife nurse. I am so glad I got to hold space for someone who's so generous in their career. What a big job. Kudos to you. All right. Before the session, I was feeling very curious and excited to experience breathwork, as I have never done this before. If you've never done it, come try it. What about during the session? I felt very vulnerable and had moments of uncertainty and discomfort. Yeah, I say that's great. Starting to shake things up a little bit, starting to go deeper into feeling. A little less control, a little more chaos means we're about to heal something, I think. Notice what I just said. If that freaks you out, breathwork's for you as well. If you have any fear around feeling, breathwork is your saving grace, I promise. What about after the session? I'm feeling very in tune with myself and have a wonderful sense of clarity I can look back on and take with me. And then in brackets she's written, I hope. So the I hope to me says a little bit of doubt, a little bit of fear. And of course it's so normal because this is their first experience of a core clearing breathwork session. Very, very relevant. What would you say to others about the benefits you've gained? I would encourage others to attend to really feel more connected with themselves. Did you hear that? You need to attend so you can feel more connected with yourself. What has changed and will change as a result of doing this experiencing this workshop, Having a sense of clarity and moments of deep reflection regularly would help me and so many others. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to drop into that space and be held, totally supported, so you can just continue to explore and reflect and get the insights and the healings and the realizations? I totally value that. Ever since I started doing this work, it's been a consistent, definite, ongoing focus. And when I had ever slipped off track a tiny bit, like not doing it at least every 3 to 4 weeks, I get old defaulty, like the stuff that I didn't like about my personality and my reactions, and a little bit more stressed, a little bit more blah. So keeping it on all the time is a great focus for health and deep reflection. And I'm rambling now. Hi Zoe. Hi. All right. So as she said, having a sense of clarity, moments of deep reflection, and she's written deep in capital letters, regularly would help me and so many others. Other suggestions? She wants regular sessions and more focused. So the one that I'm going through for Torquay tomorrow and the one that I did in Werribee last week, it's a very beginning, introductory, lots of discussion and stories and shared insight, and then the core clearing breathwork session. So it's a very easy to digest beginning breathwork session, especially if someone's really anxious or depressed or stressed or in lots of pain. And then once you get the taste for it, once you finally get to experience it, which means you finally get to know the beginning of all of this sort of thing, you're going to want to do more sessions. And then we can focus and fine-tune on more specific details. So much to learn, I promise you. All right, next one. My arm's getting sore and tired, but I'm here for you. And everyone out there. A clinical psychologist is in the mix. Now, I think this is really important to mention. Anyone that's in a service-based industry who care for others, all typically, to my knowledge, very easily forget about themselves. Prioritizing saying yes and supporting others, forgetting themselves, putting them last. We've been taught to do that, to be selfless instead of selfish, but that actually cooks us and burns us out. So I love that a clinical psychologist has come into the space so that they can drop in and get some healing for themselves. Any mums out there, if you can get 2 hours to do a session with me, your life will change. And if you can do them regularly, your family will change. All because of the work that you do for yourself. Alright, feeling beforehand was nervous, unsure, and curious. What about during? Not much thinking, but a lot of feeling, lots of body sensations, emotions in my body. Yes, great. That's what I would encourage. That's what I would love to hold space for people to really connect into their feeling body. Not much thinking. Wouldn't you like to be not thinking too much? To get out of that head that's always on, always on. What about after? Thinking more clearly and feeling calm, connected to myself. Beautiful. There's one more word, but I can't read it. Grounded. Feeling grounded. So if you'd like to think clearly and feel calm and feel grounded and feel more connected to yourself, come and do a session, a group session or a one-on-one session. Do you get my point? These feedback forms are so beautiful and rich. I'm so grateful for everyone doing these forms. KX Werribee clients, this is so powerful to share this with others. Benefits they've gained. It's a great way to connect to your deeper self. What has changed and will change? An opportunity to take action in honoring or owning my heart quality. Heart qualities are like peace, love, gratitude, calm, connected, all those yummy things. That's actually who you are. You're not your thoughts, you're not your body, you're not your emotions. You are so much more than that. Any suggestions? No, it was amazing. I loved it. I love that you loved it. I'm going to keep going, but I'm going to swap hands. All right. A project controller was in the room. At the beginning, anxious and scared. Totally normal. During, feeling overwhelmed with emotions. So notice the word overwhelmed is the thought about feeling lots of emotion. So the truth is, in the present experience, I was feeling lots of emotion. The perception of the truth is I felt overwhelmed, or I think I'm overwhelmed by lots of emotion. Yeah? She said, but able to focus and remain calm. I'm so glad. So learning how to focus on feelings and be okay with it, rather than going up into the head and into overwhelm and stress about feeling emotions, because then you just have this tug of war and you stay stuck with the stuff that's going on. At the end, feeling clearer and less heavy. You know that emotional heavy that we can feel when we're just sort of ignoring ourselves for a long time, or we've had a confrontation or conflict with ourselves, something we're going through, work, relationships, family, all that kind of thing. You feel heavy about it. That's a sign that there's some healing that needs to take place. That's calling your attention, feeling heavy. What would you like to say to others about the benefits gained? I felt clarity. So if you want clarity, come and do a session. What has changed and will change as a result of doing this program? I have focus and I can feel. If you would like to gain focus and would like to actually feel, do some sessions with me. I love this. Like, deeply grateful for all of this feedback. It's so special. Any suggestions? No, everything was perfect. I'm happy. Happy, happy, happy. Heart state is a happiness too. All right. So this is from an IT sales agent. This particular client has done the 10 session program plus extra sessions around it. And she started doing it at the point of her life where she had a broken ankle, foot. COVID was about to happen or happening. Moving house, job roles changing, crazy life, like just lots of stuff happening, and it was incredibly painful and intense. And this program came perfect timing for her. She got to really, really support herself through what she was going through. Hi, Bronny. Hi, Pappy. Long time no speak. Hi, hi, hi. I'm trying to wave to you. I'm having an old lady tech moment. Hang on. I'm trying to wave. All right. So for this client, before the session, she was feeling excited, nervous, and happy to be in a group, but also worried that what would come up. But then she was able to accept it too. So she's had practice with breathwork, so she knows how to process thoughts, feelings, and come back to heart. So that's what her notes were about. She's validated the worried, but she's accepted the worried, and she's still turned up, which I love. If I looked confused then, I'm just trying to watch who's joining in. I want to say hi. Ask me any questions too, by the way. Okay. What were you thinking during the session? She was feeling scared, happy. Interesting, you can feel two very different emotions at the same time. There's layers of emotions that we go through. So scared, happy, tight, and cold. So tight is a sign of tension, a sign of resistance to feeling. Leaning into that with a breathwork session gives them an opportunity to shift and heal and become more open. She felt cold. So you can feel physically cold from your environment, but a lot of the time feeling cold at the start of a breathwork session or whenever during it is a sign of possible fear. You know, like getting cold feet? The body speaks to us, and I can help you learn the language of that. After the session, she felt light, excited, thankful, open, and strong. Yeah, amazing. I nearly swore then. I filtered myself. Yay. Hi, Sharon. Hi. What would you like to say to others about the benefits you've gained? Be open to new things and trust the process of head to heart. Hi, Maddie. You're all jumping on now. I love this. What has changed and will change as a result of doing this workshop? It's always a practice, which is great. We're always practicing being a human in this life, right? Everything keeps changing. Our focus changes. We're aging. We're trying new things, or maybe we're staying stuck and enjoying growing in a particular area. Or not stuck, being happy in a particular area, yeah? But we're always practicing. We're never going to master or be perfect at anything. Really, it's always up, always up. Infinite possibilities for growth. So, infinite practice. Keep growing and learning. So she's always going to be practicing. She's going to keep growing and learning. I love that. Any suggestions for more? None. And she's written, love, love, love your work. Thank you. Thank you for loving the work, and thank you for turning up. All right. My left arm could hold longer. My right arm's cooked already. I'm a lefty. I've got one more to go. One more to go. This client is a sales development person in that sales development industry. I'm not too sure of a specific business, but that'll do. Before, I have been feeling very tense, physically and emotionally. I've had issues with frustration, anger, disappointment, and some shame or guilt. There's a lot there, yeah? And I'm so grateful for her open and vulnerable response, because then I can talk more about it here as well. Feeling very tense. It's great to be aware of that. And now she can do something about it, which is probably why she knew to turn up, because she knew she was looking for something to help her with her feeling of tense, physically and emotionally. I have had issues with frustration and anger. Most of us have issues with frustration and anger. We've not been taught to express it in a healthy, safe way. We've figured out ways to cope with it by ignoring it, becoming more passive-aggressive. And girls, in particular, women, we tend to just cry instead of get angry. Or anger turns to violence, like a loss of control. So lots of people have issues with anger. Issues that can be helped. We can fix it. I used to be terrified of anger. I used to think anger was scary and not okay and upsetting. But now I kind of do a little happy dance when someone has the space to express their anger in a healthy, safe way, or when I'm given the space to express anger in a healthy, safe way without being judged or criticized or pushed away. Like, love being withdrawn from being angry. It's such a special gift to share with yourself and with others. If you can love someone when they're angry, amazing. So rich. Such a strong relationship that can be created from there. Try saying, I love you and I'm angry with you at the same time. Notice the feeling, yeah? I'm rambling. Shame means there's something wrong with me, so feeling wrong. Guilt is more about I've done something wrong. My behavior is wrong. Yeah? Yeah. I say yeah a lot, don't I? I just noticed it. Okay. During the session, I was very open and felt highly emotional. In the beginning, I found this distressing, but then I found myself progressively feeling calmer and less tense. That's the process. Usually for the first experience of feeling intense emotion, it can be distressing because the thoughts are to push it away, turn it off and forget about it. Hi. But now she's learnt, because I did a bit of teaching before she did the breathwork session, that she can feel intense emotion and practice being open to it and still be okay. Very, very simple, but hard to understand unless you actually experience it. I love that she felt more calm and less tense throughout the session. And after the session, I didn't reach a state of complete ease with my current situation, because a core clearing breathwork session, like I said earlier, is about trying to creating an opportunity for a breakthrough with something that's been bothering you, where you're feeling frustrated or stuck or blocked in your life. So someone might be having a relationship challenge or a work challenge or a study challenge or a health challenge, whatever it is. They start with that and we go through the process from there. But she felt much more open and relaxed. That's a really, really great starting place. She's found in less than 2 hours, the core clearing breathwork process goes less than an hour, right? The event we do is 2 hours because we have a chat and we share and all that kind of hoo-ha. But I want you to know the actual breathwork session, to get this sense of what she felt before. Remember I said she was feeling very tense physically and emotionally. She had issues with frustration, anger, disappointment, shame and guilt. So much intense, mostly negative stuff, yeah? To then, at the end, feel more open and relaxed. Who doesn't want that? Does anyone want a little bit of relief? Even just a little bit of relief from something that's been driving you crazy? What would you like to say to others about the benefits you've gained? A great open place to be open and connect. To feel open and connected. Do you want to feel open with yourself and others? Do you want to connect with yourself and others? Tomorrow morning, Torquay, if you're not a KX Pilates client, jump on and buy a intro offer. So you can go onto the app. So download the KX Pilates app. Register for Torquay. Pay for an intro offer. So 5 classes. $50. If you do that, turn up tomorrow and you can pay for the workshop just for $10 rather than $110. This is an exclusive KX Pilates Torquay event, so if you are a client, you can come. Yeah? I just said yeah again. Okay. What has changed and will change as a result of doing this coaching? Being more comfortable with my emotions. If you want to practice being more comfortable with your emotions, turn up, do the work, drop into this space. I've got you. I'll hold you through this. This is my jam. I love holding space for people to learn how to experience, heal and process and get a greater perspective on their emotions. Love this stuff. What would you like to suggest for future events, workshop sessions? I would love continued classes on a regular basis. Yes, please. I'd love to hold space for regular, continuous growth. The thing is, we've got this set formula, this set framework, whatever techie, markety type word we want to use, whatever. We use the breath to come back to the present moment, to feel the stuff that's there that's keeping us disturbed from our natural state of being, and then we keep moving forward. That's it. Think, breathe, feel, process, insight, learning, understanding, move forward. Life keeps happening. Keep breathing, keep healing, keep moving forward. It's amazing. Amazing. All right. That's it. That's it. What a cool live. I enjoyed it. Hopefully I can say this so everyone else can hang out and watch it another time. Any questions? If you haven't messaged me yet, please feel free to do that. That was lots of fun. I'm very grateful for sharing that with you. Have a wonderful Saturday evening. Hi, Tamara. I'm about to jump off. Tamara is doing KX Pilates Werribee Academy. At the moment, she's going to be a trainer in Werribee. Shout out to you, my love. Also, any KX Pilates trainers who are not working tomorrow, my extended invitation to you, come to Torquay and join the workshop tomorrow. I'd love to hold space for you. Tomorrow we're doing a 12:30 doors open, and we're going to connect and hang out and have a little chit chat, and we're starting the workshop by 1. It's going for 2 hours. We get to teach everyone about head to heart. All of this stuff I've been sharing through the feedback shows you where we can start and where you can end in such a short amount of time. Yeah? It's got itchy eye. KX trainers are welcome to come and jump in and join us tomorrow. $10. That's all. Okay, I'm off. Love you all. I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I've enjoyed sharing it with you. And I'll chat to you, check in again soon.